So this video is likely to be late by the time it gets published. We had a series of people sit down and talk to some kid with some strong accusations for one of the members of the community. This kid was 14 and the accusations was for a 19-year-old member. In regards to sexual misconduct, there was a fair amount of enthusiasm to see this move forward.
This is not really something to be excited with. So you know what? I'm just going to get some of the basic stuff out of the way. So let's just get the simple stuff out of the way. So Ace Snake Man, you are 14, correct? Can you describe to me exactly what happened?
Thankfully, this happened on Christmas week, where it was later exposed that this was, in all likelihood, bullcrap. Said kid fabricated this story so that he could have an opportunity to hang out with some of the more horse-famous people. I can't believe I have to teach this lesson. Sonny, wrongly accusing people of being sexual predators isn't just now not to Brony, it's illegal. In the future, I would encourage you or anyone else with such a story to reach out to the proper authorities to get your legal recourse that you so richly deserve. For a video covering that topic, Pastel Prose has unfortunately beaten me to the punch once again. Here is a link to her channel where there is an in-depth, mostly fair and unbiased video discussing that matter. Now that we've established that the order of the day is in fact not defamation, let's move on to which can only be by comparison lighthearted and nonsensical.
Sum up, Fallen was making these apology blogs on DA. Context of previously, I asked her calmly not to include me in any of her work. There were no threats, there were no bickers. I simply told her that I did not want to be featured in her work due to past events. AKA, the risk was too high and yeah, I'm a cinnamon roll. However, she posted the apology to me using a cheap image of my OC alongside Eliora, Golden Fox, Keyframe, and others. I contacted her immediately, paying in mind that I hadn't reblocked her on DA yet, and asked her to drop the subject, and reminded her of our mutual agreement that she not include my OC in her work. I get it, fan art is fan art, that isn't something worthy to sue over. But when Lily Peet told me on my YouTube comment section to not include her in my Brony stamp on the ground animation, I admit I was upset and disappointed, only because she said this in a public comment section, causing a wave of spam of people asking me to take her place and didn't think I deserved the respect of being told in private. Nevertheless, I apologized to her in that said comment and promised not to use her OC in any of my work, regardless of if it's fan art or media. Now, if I can follow Lily's request, I would think someone as supposedly respectful or professional as Fallen wished would be able to do the same. I don't care if she was trying to apologize or not. The fact of the matter is, I simply didn't want my OC or anything representing my OC to be included in her work due to reputation. She agreed to this originally, but ignored it later when she reposted these apology vlogs. Naturally, I got frustrated. She completely ignored our agreement, and the whole point, she said, was that these blogs were to send out apologies to me and my friends. She later twisted it into saying, this is to help me move on. I'm sorry, but that's not an apology. That's trying to make you look good in the spotlight, Fallen. If you were really sorry, you would have respected the wishes of me and my friends. Stop beating a dead horse and move on and make friends elsewhere. But you are so desperate to rekindle that former circle you thought was your own that we were all personal best friends with you, even though we weren't. I hardly ever spoke to you majority of the time. And all this because you lost your popularity. Fallen, when someone says, as FNGR stated, to leave me alone, respect it. And if you can't follow that simple request, then perhaps you need to seek professional help, because that behavior cannot be healthy. Hopefully now that I've blocked her on DA, that will make my point more firm.
This is a well thought out response by Lightning Bliss due to the Fallen Wish drama. It's fair, it's direct, it addresses the problem that leaves little to no misunderstanding. I would hold this to Josh Scorcher that giving a public affirmation, and a direct message can be done so and should be strongly encouraged. Now on to Mad Plushie. Oh, buddy boy, congratulations, you have made it to the big time. I've generally glossed over your ass-hattery in the past because your tedium and monotony has been just that. You have been the element of tedium and monotony. You've changed tacks from please hang out with me to you've chosen to be a contrarian because of the people who've rejected you. Let's take a look at your argument with Fallen Wish.
I am sorry, but I have to side with Fallen. Miss Bliss should have talked to Fallen Wish about ending the friendship or blocking her. Putting fingers in your ears and yelling, "I'm not listening," doesn't fix problems. Talking them out does. I remember back when I made a rant about Miss Bliss that, yes, was awful, but when I asked Miss Bliss if I could talk to her on Skype so we could understand each other and make things less biased, she refused and rather hate me without hearing out, or hating or not hating me after hearing me out. In Fallen Wish's case, she was treated unfairly.
Except Bliss doesn't have to. In the same way Josh Scorcher doesn't have to let me on his Twitter, or his channel, or his Patreon, or his friends list. Those reasons can be completely irrational. Whether you agree or not with Lightning Bliss denying access to Fallen Wish is irrelevant. She has every right in the world to do so. I can see you clearly feel like the person you're really talking about is yourself. Fallen had massive access to several high-profile members in the community. She fucked that away. And it wasn't in one fell swoop. She demoted her friends on Christmas. She demoted her friends on New Year's. She had tried to take over several different Skype chat groups, something she's tried to do in Limbo. I'm told that she did the same to Golden Fox's room. I can even understand the need or the desire for wanting to have a centralized Brony analysis room. The argument to do that by force might have worked if she didn't have a bunch of other flubs and personal issues that turned the whole situation into a fiasco. Mad Plushie, you seem to have likened yourself to Fallen Wish. I would like to wake you up from that little dream. Once upon a time ago, Fallen Wish was made in the Brony community. How made? She put me in touch with Josh Scorcher not once, but twice. That's a lot of juice. To the best of my knowledge, they're still chums. Why? I have no idea. You, on the other hand, have no ties. You are not made. You are not connected. I'm not saying that because you're a little guy. Little guys like John Moline have tiny channels, and he's in touch with Little Shy and a couple of bronies of note. That comes from, in spite of being possibly somewhat awkward, John is a cool guy. You are not. When John got phased out of the PFC, and I think to some degree, eventually Limbo, no hard feelings. I think he just wasn't around. He went off to have his own magical adventures. Mad Plushie, you could learn a lot from John Moline. Let's move on to your second statement about AJ the autistic.
As for AJ's situation, this sounds like a case of someone trying to help and the editor is just being a dick about it. As for his autism excuse, it's justified. Autism can make it where you can't understand other people's feelings and make it where you don't know how to handle social situations. So he makes mistakes regarding social situations. It's justified. I know how he's feeling. He's feeling guilty for the bad stuff he did and how he wants to apologize. Don't ignore him. Talk some sense into AJ.
Pony. Personally, I'm returning the favor. Back in the day when I was the kid on the outside, looking in, AJ looked upon me with contempt and scorn. Well, you know what they say about shoes and feet. But AJ's tomfoolery and banishment wasn't about me. AJ has had a lot of bites at the apple. In fact, I'd like to remind you, much like Fallen Wish, his social position could have been arguably higher than mine at one point. Oddly enough, one of the people who said AJ the Autistic Pony is cringy and creepy was, you guessed it, Fallen Wish. She had to make him a roleplay brother so he'd stop hitting on her. It's not as if AJ slighted someone once. That when old AJ here fucked up royally with the editor. If that were the case, all my friends and peers would be breathing down my neck. Do you see a thumbnail of AJ the Autistic Pony on How Not to Brony? Me ignoring AJ is about as nice as I can play it. Do you know the difference between Shelly D and AJ the Autistic Pony? Every once in a while, I can bring up something from the good old days that I used to be able to enjoy when I hung out with Sheldon. No one in the Rift or Limbo recalls AJ fondly. No one. At the cost of everyone else, we could hang out with 20 AJs. Be they British Brony or that familiar tier, the Keyblades if you will. All the fun people would then leave. You might ask, what proof do I have? I have all the earlier Rifts. Regardless, what some bright-eyed idealist might tell you from the Great White North, exclusion is not bullying. There's a reason why I fixate on Lily Peet a fair amount of the time, because for better or for worse, Peet doesn't sugarcoat things. Most of the time. And while she has a nasty habit of stumbling along the way, a real discussion, not safe, candy-coated fluff breaks out. Now, whether this is intentional or not doesn't particularly matter. There is a reason why I take issue with Lily's stance brought up recently, metaphorically. One thing to walk in a room with your arms swinging wide and open like an arrogant asshole, and putting yourself first. However, when you feel that arrogance makes you a badass on the internet, and do believe me, I'm one to talk, I can't think of anything more amusing than seeing someone marching into a room filled with cinnamon rolls and going ooga booga, and watching everyone run in terror.
Military whose literal taxpayer-funded job is to kill killers. Do you look on them as being just as bad as the Mafia or ISIS? Of course you fucking don't.
Maybe challenging a thought or even proposing an idea that might even be intentionally bad. I'm sure I have, and I'm sure I'll do it again. However, Lily accused Y2K Toon Critic of speaking from a place of safety when he answered that violence is never the answer.
Of course, it's objectively better. The problem is, what do you do when those peaceful solutions fail? My objection is to people who claim that violence is never a solution, rather than the far more reasonable position of violence being the last-ditch effort when all other avenues have been exhausted. The smug, preening knobsacks sitting safe at their desk and assuring everyone that physical force is always the worst thing you could ever resort to, filled with empty, worthless platitudes about the moral high ground. Social media is full of cries of violence only begets more violence.
Now you wait a goddamn minute there, Mr. Man. You already tackled this already. And from what I gathered, all I got was, but guys, he's from Chicago. Oh, hi, Jeff. I couldn't agree more. I did do kind of a lazy-ass job. Let's compare the number of murders per year in America versus Canada. That doesn't sound fair. You Yanks are a bloodthirsty lot, you all. Besides, Canada is 380 million square miles to all you uncivilized heathens who can't use the metric system. To do this properly, you'd have to hunt down where Lily Peet lives. Well, that would be creepy, Jeff. How would I even do that? Well, you could use 8chan. What do I look like, Josh Scorcher? I'm not going to use a bunch of degenerates just because I need to win an argument. Really that bad? Come on. Well, looks like you're screwed. Not at all. We'll simply narrow Canada's national murder count to the whole of Illinois. You know, Illinois is a pretty big place. It's bigger than England, it is. Well, we could narrow it to Cook County. County? Is that like a province? You Americans sure do have silly names for your government lands. Besides, I'm sure that's still a little too big. Fine. Can I use one little city? It's just 237 square miles of land. Versus Lily Peet's 308 million square miles of prime, lean, tender Canadian land. Oh, now, that's a fair fight, that is. I mean, after all, you are the guy who said Corpulent Brony could go into Canada with an AR-15 in a pickup truck filled with his friends from Overeaters Anonymous and could whip Canada's ass. Or were you just kidding for no good reason? Oh no, I was totally being serious. So, in 2015, Canada's total reported murder rate was 604. Not too shabby. CFNGR, that proves Lily Peet is a fucking badass. And in 2016, in America, and this is as of November, it is, according to the Chicago Tribune, 750 deaths. That's over a landmass that's a 237 square miles radius. To put this into perspective, Chicago has more murders with less than 0.1% of the landmass of the entirety of Canada. So let's review. When Lily Peet talks about from a place of privilege...
Nice fucking watch, Trey.
It's fucking impossible. That has to be made up. Jeff, are you suggesting I paid the Chicago Tribune to make that up? I mean, I can't think of any reason why a city would want to falsify more murders. Hell, if anything, I'd wager those numbers are likely low. So let's review. In Chicago, there's 3 murders, 3 dead bodies per mile per year. Whereas in Canada, 604 people, you'd have, say, that's 1 murdered dead body for every 630,000 square miles once per year. Think about that for a minute. I don't know about you, but Lily Peet grew up in the mean streets of maple syrup and Michael Moore's big dumpy ass walking in the door. 'Cause you people are too stupid to lock up. In what batshit crazy world do you have the authority to tell any American how or why to use violence is mind-boggling to me. It's stifling. So I know you like to talk about not giving criticism without giving a proper, the alternative, right? So in the future, when people are talking about violence, I would consider shutting the fuck up. Just a thought. I really want to reach out to Lily Peet's fans before you take the advice from Thug Life over here. The closest Lily has gotten to murder is because of some edgy fan fiction that she wrote back in the day, which may or may not have been legal because her country is filled with candy asses and cinnamon rolls. That somehow, some way, makes her a badass. Now, I'm not a badass, but in matters of violence, I'd listen to this edgy Cubs fan before I'd listen to some girl who wants to beat up her fake internet boyfriend because, well, she got dumped. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you Anon KP Links. So for those of you who watched this video here, where he does his best Scarce impersonation, i.e. being as boring as fuck, or Molimitus, who did his best Leafy impersonation, you might ask, FNGR, who should I believe? Well, Molimitus is a lowlife from the PFC. That said, I've heard Anon KP Links here. Is he a ne'er-do-well, or is he some kid in recess who used to pull the wings off of flies? I don't hate the guy, but I'm not a big fan of Anon. So, buckle up, buckaroo. Let me introduce you to Anon KP Links. And enjoy. And have a happy new year.
Hey everyone, Michael here, but some of you may know me as Boggsy. I have a very bad confession I have to fess up to finally. For those of you that may or may not know, there was a drama incident that happened over the summer that involved a I Love Kim Possible lot, or as some know her as Rachel, and an anonymous Twitter account that had been harassing her and exposing her and basically leaking everything that was available at the time. So I'm just going to put it out there in the open. I'm a non-KP Leaks. Now, people were skeptic on who was running it. People were wondering if it was, KP members themselves. People were wondering if it was people from 4chan. And people were just like, who's running this account? And now you know the truth. The truth is I was running the account. So I guess if I'm going to explain everything, I might as well go back to November 1st of 2015, a whole year ago. On November 1st, I was fired from Team KP, and the reason was that I was depressed, I had stopped working, and deadlines after deadlines, I had just passed them, and I basically let my work go. So I was fired from Team KP back November 1st. I had lied to get into it, and I had basically shit myself out of it. Now, you may already be thinking, oh, he's angry that he was fired, and that's why he made the non-KP Leaks Twitter account. That is not correct at all. When I was first fired, I had no beef with KP. I understood why she did it. I was depressed, and I didn't want to do work anymore. I had deadline after deadline I had missed, and I was happy that I was finally.
So again, Boggsy, Anthony, you're recording right now, right?
Yeah, now I am.
So Boggsy, again, what did you do for KP?
Oh, I was just, I used to be an editor for her. I didn't do a whole lot. That's just my main job.
So you did everything,
I'm sorry for you.
Yeah, so it was basically everything.
You poor, sad, strange little man.
Oh, now, yeah, I hit record and nobody wants to talk. Fantastic.
Well, no.
I don't know about them. I have a legitimate excuse, Monica. I'm tired. And
No, that's fine.
It's fine.
Okay, so what made you want to make the Anon Links thing, or leak, or whatever it's fucking called? I can't English right now.
Is it because you agree KP's a bitch?
Well, I had thought that at the time, like, I legit did, and I was more of influenced by how everybody was calling her a bitch and all that, and I was just like, well, if that's how she treated everyone else, then I mean, yeah, I should, something should be done about it.
Vigilante justice at its finest.
Oh, there he is, Event Horizon.
Hey, Event.
Thank you, Event, the freaking benefactor of today's feast. He knows Secret Dreamer events, so this is going to go smoothly, apparently.
What's going on? I can't tell who's in the call because I'm outside.
Okay, Tricky Fox, because we can have a good Inquisition without German. Quillstroke, Secret Dreamer, Drake Vagabond, my waifu, Pastel Rose, and then on KP Link, Simply Boggsy.
I almost misread that for a moment.
This is a pretty decent roll call we got here.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Darn right.
Finally, someone who's going to get that meme. I'm going to use that more now. Thank you very much.
The only reason I did that is because of...
So, Boggsy, when you came on the video, it reminded me of when Grade A Under A talked about when you have to call in sick for work even when you're sick. You have to work yourself up a bit.
Yeah, basically.
Was that it?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was like... The guy I pictured behind Anon KP Links seemed like he had a bit of mirth and merriment, that he enjoyed what he did. Right or wrong.
Well, at first it felt very right to do, especially with everybody fucking coming at me going, yo, like the people that knew it was me, they were like, yo, you're doing a fantastic job. I have your total support. And then it kind of went too far, I'll admit that, and then it started kind of collapsing.
Were you in charge of the tweets? Because I remember towards the end, the "we'll be watching" felt a little tacky at the very end.
It was very, very tacky. Very, very tacky. And I'll admit that.
So how did KP get you to admit you were Anon KP Leaks?
Well, what happened was I had there was other people that helped me out, but I was the main dude. I was the one that was running it all. And basically, there's two others. They'll come out eventually. I'll just leave them.
Was there a reward given for your head?
Kinda.
I was about to ask that.
Oh,
nah,
really?
not really. No, not really.
Basically, reward bacon.
Reward, yeah. No, but
you will get a personalized autographed picture from Rachel herself. If you
boy.
And an entire day off. Okay, Anthony, nobody wants an autograph.
An entire day off. Oh no.
She doesn't know that though.
You actually don't have to skip lunch that day. That's how that's done.
But no, how she really made me admit to it was the two people that had helped me basically said, yo, if you're going to go solo. They weren't going to help me anymore because they had a change in heart before I did. And they said, we're going to let you go. Yeah, they said, basically, we're going to let you do your own thing. We advise you just to not touch the account anymore. Otherwise, if you do, we're going to rat you out. Okay. So I was like, okay, I won't do anything anymore and I won't touch it. And then I kind of got tempted and I touched it again.
Oh, yes. Hello, Kichi. Hello.
Hey. So basically, you got snitched on by two of your dudes because their hearts were changed and they
now Boggsy, in case you don't feel like slamming on the brakes, we don't have those kind of conflicts of interest around here.
We really sure as fuck don't because
we don't. Yeah.
No. Every video I make about KP, I tag her in on Twitter.
What's going on?
This is Simply Boggsy here is Anon KP Links. Anon KP Links, this is Kichi, the evilest woman in the community, not named Rachel.
Kichi, here's the thing. Nice to meet you. He got found out because this two niggas snitched on him. I'm like, y'all some pussies, bro.
No. Here's the thing. In a sense, yeah, I was very disappointed when they did it. But in the end, I feel it was going to happen anyway, so I wasn't really too upset.
Kichi, you should go into Josh Scorcher's Patreon chat and be like, oh my god, I'm talking to Anon KP Links right now.
I already emailed him that, actually. Ooh.
Here's the thing. I don't think Josh knows.
You should definitely say something along the lines of from Kichi, where he'd be like, oh goodness. He's talking to that no good FNGR. Josh, you can stop him.
Look, if you want to, I can play the double agent role if you want.
All right.
Hey, guess what? I used to work for Josh myself.
Is this still being recorded? I need to know that, because if this is, it's going to break her.
We don't got John here, so...
I was very satisfied with him, although I think that's because you came off a KP.
Yeah, I joined Josh, seeing if working for Analyst was any better. I was wrong.
Yeah, you're working for the wrong analyst.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, at least he paid me. At least he paid me.
That is a step up.
That's a big step up compared to nothing.
Next up is recognition. See if that ever happens.
So, Anthony, do you want me to send that message?
Yes.
Send it, Kichi.
Oh, baby! What a fucking feeling.
As of right now, in his chat, his thoughts are... Okay, he has some thoughts.
Confound you, FNGR. Confound you to hell.
Confound you, Limbo.
I hate Tom, and I hate Dick, and I hate Larry. They drive.
Oh my god. So Simply Boggsy, you're an editor,
Just call
right?
me Bog. Yeah.
Well, we could always
I'm an
use more of those.
Yeah. Apparently.
Anthony, too soon, man. He just got here.
We could pay. We want him to get comfy. Fuck that.
So, Boggsy, when you said you touched the account again, what exactly did you do?
Oh, yeah, that's what I...
Yeah, I tweeted something directly to KP. This was December 5th, so it was recent.
Uh-huh.
And this had been after months I had just not touched it because I was so done with it. But this was the same day she uploaded a video, and I just kind of was... I don't know, something kind of clicked in me.
Be a bastard.
Something yeah, I know. Something I do regret doing is sending that. Because one, it's just so stupid and tacky.
Well,
and
hold it, Boggsy.
Oh.
I have to ask this. Are you upset that you did it, or are you upset that you got caught?
Good question. I will admit. I will admit.
Good answer.
All I'll say is I will admit what I did was completely wrong. That was not up to me to do.
That sounds like an I'm upset I got caught.
Told you. Second evilest woman in the community.
Oh, beautiful.
Oy vey. Not even Jewish.
Rachel?
God, I'm in a good mood now.
Oh yeah, Boggsy. By the way, anytime that anyone leaves a call in this group, we either say asshole. We either call him asshole or Rachel.
Yeah. Well, Secret Jimmer's been doing the Rachel. That's all been her.
Yeah, no, that's she took a meme. She took a meme and made a meme of it.
People say asshole.
Well, I forgot why Secret Jimmer started hating on KP. I just took it as
No, because I do the Bye Felicia meme from Friday, and Secret Jimmer was like, hey, I want to try to be black, so then she says bye Rachel
Oh
instead.
my god, I did not fucking say that.
Haha, bye Rachel, bye Rachel.
Bye Rachel. It's not even.
You're so proud and pastel.
I like Bye Felicia better, and you came up and was like, bye Rachel. I'm like, no, don't white girl this too. Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's what I named my How Not to Not Brony title after that.
What?
Don't be such a Rachel.
Yep.
Thank you.
I remember that. You're welcome.
There you go. So there's someone out here will at least recognize some sort of genius.
Well, Boggsy, as you can see, you are among comrades.
Yes. You do know who's coming to hit you, though,
Can't
right?
get to you here, Boggsy.
Who's
You're
coming to
safe.
hit me?
Moliminous Faith from the PFC.
Such a high title that one has.
Oh,
he
yes,
does.
sir.
He's a KP Grey Knight.
No, Faith Moliminous has his head up his own ass.
Yeah, but he defended her also when it was going on too.
He defended her, but he made a video before that explaining how she was a dick, so I mean, whatever.
He's a contrarian.
He had a change of heart. It grew 3 sizes that day.
Or maybe he was just trying to be overly holy.
Or maybe he was doing it for the views.
You might, we might have an.
I did PM it at him.
Oh shit! I see. Toon
Oh,
says,
sweet. Dusty got me his lines.
Nice. Who do you need me to torture to get the rest?
God, I just realized something. This is the first time I've been in a Skype call in a long time.
Oh shit! Wait a minute. Are those the lines for the "Hey Kichi"? I'll do those right now. Give me a moment.
Oh, speak of the devil. I forgot all about that.
I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna definitely do it on Friday, and I fucking died on this thing, and I forgot. So I can definitely do that now because I did get off work early today, and this Friday I will be out, and nobody's gonna fuck with me. So let me go ahead and record that shit.
Yep.
Oh, he cleaned up his audio too. Beautiful.
We're just doing noise removal, right?
Yeah, but there's a lot of people who just send me their lines without any noise removal. I was like, don't be so lazy.
Well, if they have the outtakes, I think that's really dickish.
Then you can have Anthony kick their asses and not me or Innocent Cinnamon.
No, I've had people who have the outtakes and the noise, and I'm just like, really?
What are you, KP? What are you, Rachel? What are you, KP? You can't edit your own audio?
Toon Critic, Simply Boggsy.
Hey, Toon.
Boggsy, Toon
Howdy.
Critic. This is
Oh, crap.
Anon KP.
We're familiar.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're
okay.
familiar.
Did you suspect Toon?
Maybe.
I was waiting for Toon to say, I knew it all along.
I knew it all along.
Hey, don't even-
I had 3 people in my mind, and he was one of them. Yeah.
I love you too.
Oh,
I'm gonna laugh at the other two
When
are
she-
the other two that were once it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Boggsy. When KP found out, how pissed was she?
She wasn't really pissed. She was just more upset.
I'm triggered.
She was
She
just
hides-
she just wanted to know why. Basically, she's like, why did this all happen?
you got a premonition
Yeah.
from Jesus. And she said, I
How
want you
did
to
that-
screw with
Did you
Rachel."
tell her that it was because she was being a cuck and she needs to stop?
Perfect.
I love my sister. That's my crazy white bitch. I mean, you're dating her, Anthony, but that's my like crazy sister white
I
bitch.
noticed that.
I'm kind of disappointed. It didn't take her like sooner to find out. Like, well, why would you do that? Was it not obvious?
Boggsy, when you were doing that video, were you trying to channel scares?
What video are we talking about here?
Your latest one. Where it was like, he seems so bland. There's so much drama going on, and you're not even having fun with it. I was so depressed. I want to reshoot that and read off your lines.
Yes, Boggsy, bore me.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Oh, God, Boggsy. You could have been like, it was me all along!
I thought it was in on KP.
I did it, and I'd do it again!
But that's the thing. I wouldn't do it again.
You could have gone full-blown 16-year-old edgelord, and that video would be in the tens of thousands right now on views. Encyclopedia Dramaticum, make my day!
I could have ended up on Leafy's channel. He could have exposed me.
This is so too small for that, unfortunately. Or fortunately, depending on your stance.
Like, for real, I could have fucking exposed this fucker. I don't even know why I did. Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, he didn't
I'm
talk
just
to
glad this whole shit is over.
Oh yes.
Ah!
I am.
Oh, you didn't hear, did you,
Well,
too?
one is coming back to hit people.
I'm kind of disappointed.
Mo
actually. I thought
Limitus
it was
is
gonna be
doing a
more
video on
bombastic.
Boggsy because he's like, oh, I know this motherfucker. Da, 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 da.
It's just Anon KP links. I'm still gonna make fun of her. And you know how much it bothers her.
I
She
know.
sent Zane after me.
Does she? Oh,
Zane Wolf?
Who's Zane?
Zane,
Oh.
the head editor currently.
For some reason, I'm
That,
pretty sure you would bother to.
Or Josh, yeah.
Let's be honest, event. You only continue doing this because it bothers her.
Yes, pretty much.
If you didn't get any sort of.
She could completely turn over a new leaf, and if it still bugs her as much as it does today, I'll still keep doing it.
Event, you are as petty as I am. Oh, never change.
You are a
We need
level of
each other,
petty.
Anthony.
What's wrong with
Well, that
that?
reminds me, I should get back to fucking with Josh Scorcher on this video. But you gave it a focal point. And
Yeah,
without
man,
that focal
you
point,
remind me of,
might
like,
as
I saw
well have
this
been screaming
picture
into the
once. A
ocean
girl had
not to be wet.
done an art
There would
project, and the
be
caption
no how not-
said, "This is to my art teacher who gave me 4 final projects in a week." And then it was a pretty picture, and inside
Brony,
there was like a
if it
bunch of
weren't for
different
Miss
characters, and
Not
the
that I was
characters were
squeaky
holding
clean,
up their hands
but
in
this is
sign
all where all the
language,
magic
and in
happened.
sign language it
Because
spelled
complaining about
"fuck you."
entitlement, well,
I probably wouldn't be as cryptic, though, to be honest.
True. I'm talking about the level of petty.
Yeah, that's definitely me.
Just, yeah.
God, I'm in a good mood.
Josh says cool.
Alright, fair warning, you guys are gonna hear an echo for like 2 seconds. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Already worried about it.
Kichi, my work is done. I'm proud of my.
You know when you mentioned
export audio.
Event Horizon, you said it still bothers KP.
Mm-hmm.
The mental image I got is I was picturing. You ever see a freaking drama alert?
Oh hell yeah, dude!
Did you ever see the one where he did the thing on Basher, where Basher had the meltdown?
No, I did not.
It's this freaking goddamn what do you call it? Minecraft, where he got accused of doing some stuff with some underage girl, and he's just screaming and carrying on. You have me to that video. Oh, the mental.
Yeah, I you know what? I feel like something similar.
But I'm picturing you want to do that to KP.
Does
You're
too.
a robot.
Like, she's visibly bothered by it.
Here you go. You guys are just a bunch of buoys over there in Limbo. This is what I picture you secretly want to do to Rachel, or not secretly. Take a look at that.
Not so secret. Hell yeah, dude.
So Boggsy, what videos did you do for Josh?
Oh, you're very quiet, Boggsy.
Am I very quiet? I'm sorry. Let me try.
There's also someone typing really loud.
Yeah.
Aggressively loud.
Is Bronny in the call?
Bronny's not in the call. Ow!
Not this time, at least.
Are you sure?
So, is this being recorded or?
Oh yeah. Are you kidding me?
We're trying to get
For this to be any more recordable, we would need freaking goddamn Morgan Freepone in the call. Come on. And even then.
Okay. I'm just gonna slide out of here then.
Well, okay, fine.
Oh, here's foul.
Well, fuck you too, Toon.
I ain't taking you out either. You're staying in the call. You know what that means, people? I'm going to timestamp that. That Toon had something to say and couldn't knuckle up.
And I thought Val was.
Kichi, I hate you so much. Look at yourself.
But now that Toon is gone and he's drawn attention to himself, why did you rat Toon out there, Boggsy?
Oh, please do.
Rat him out? I didn't. What are you talking about?
Well, Event Horizon was telling me just how you sort of like gave up everybody that like called what was it Anon KP links. Just
really?
Well, no, just that KP has the Twitter account now.
Well, who gave it the Twitter account?
I did.
But
because I kind of had to.
You could have deleted it.
Well, that's the thing. I was going to, and I was about to, and then everything changed in the Fire Nation tag.
Okay.
God damn fire.
In other words, she changed the password and then sat there and laughed.
Yeah.
Wait, so this is the amazing
It's gonna get
KP leaks?
Yes.
Yeah.
I knew it. It was tricky all along. You sly
Wait,
fox.
is that like some kind of just like? Did he have something?
Well, no, it's more like I don't know, Sapphire. But it's more like KP kind of confronted Toon, and essentially he played a political move and probably didn't say all that much, so he's keeping his head out of it.
Okay, got you. Damn, who knew it took one woman to make another man a pussy? Anyway.
Boggsy, Sappy's got a question.
Hey.
Why did you even laugh?
Yeah.
Or give her the account?
Well, see, I was kind of pressured into doing it.
Of course.
In a sense.
And you caved under the pressure?
I thought that was the whole problem. I thought we were done being pressured by KP.
Man a pussy.
No,
Come
here's
on, she's a chick. She's like one chick. Like, let her punch her in the
Listen.
See, I'm starting to see how he can be easily pressured.
No, listen.
Kichi, would you like another pet?
No.
You could change him, Kichi. You could turn him into a productive
Punch her,
man.
set the tone. Shut her the fuck up. Like, dude.
Anyway, the reason why I gave it to her was because when I was in this call with quote-unquote the same people that ratted me out that I thought were friends, but I don't know how
Does
that's
she
happened.
crack the whip? Is that why?
Boggsy,
She didn't crack any whip. She didn't crack any whip. She played the... She was being upset. She played the what's it called card.
The chick card. Well, Boggsy, you just said they're not your friends, so what are their names?
We'll find out soon. I'll just say that.
How much? People with money don't have to wait, Boggsy. How much?
How much?
How much is your soul worth, Boggsy?
We're a very interested group, Boggsy. We have a lot of work to do.
Indeed.
Oh, I can tell. All I'm gonna say is you'll find out soon enough. I don't have to say anything.
$20 a name? 30?
You're safe here, Boggsy.
Can I get 40? $40 a name.
45, 50, 55.
I'm not gonna do it. No.
Sold to the devil in black.
$100 a name.
Excuse me?
Anthony, come on.
Are you saying no
$100.
Are you saying no because you think he won't pay, or because
You
he
are
just won't
sadly
take it?
mistaken, sir. I will pay.
He is that much of an idiot. He will pay.
He just paid me this morning.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna do that. Like I said, you guys will find out soon enough. Trust me.
Okay, when is soon?
We want to find out
Yeah, but
now.
I'll have to jump on it.
Within this week, most likely.
I will happily wait for a Christmas present.
I was gonna say you'll get a Christmas.
All right,
present.
fair enough.
Right, well, tell us.
Secret.
What if we don't put your name in it?
You would remain completely anonymous. We'll just say we have links.
Like actually anonymous, not like with the people you were hanging out
got
with.
in trouble in the first place.
Yes.
Yeah, that's.
No, we mean actual anonymous, not being the anonymous that was promised to you by the friends that ratted you out that you're protecting.
Yes.
As much as I would fucking love to say it, I'm just not. Listen, I don't need any more enemies, and the enemies I already have, I don't want to make them any more angrier.
So how are they enemies, but they're not friends? Are they middle ground?
It right now it's kind of like middle ground, yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna let you in on the secret.
But why can't I punch them in the teeth? Come on.
Is KP still letting you work for her?
Hell no. What the hell? What type of question is that?
Them?
Okay, so what do you got to lose?
Exactly. Like, fuck. You've already lost your balls. They're hanging around her neck.
Be nice.
Wait, what's nice?
Don't pay her any heed. She's Puerto Rican.
I'm Puerto Rican.
That speaks volumes.
Don't mind Anthony.
All right. If you want to protect the people that betrayed you, that's your business.
Yeah.
All I'll say is...
he said this week. That's pretty good for me.
All I'll say is, right now, it's just kind of too soon. That's all I'm saying. All a little way too soon for me.
All right.
Like if this call happened like say 2 or 3 days later, I would have been like, these bastards fucking ratted me, But no, I'm not. I still got a lot of thinking to do.
Your funeral. I'll commend him for that.
You know what's gonna be funny? By that time, you're like, these bastards are gonna be like, and you had this opportunity about 4 days ago, motherfucker.
Wasted it.
Would we even really know them, or are they like just like that old?
You wouldn't really know them.
Are they horse news people?
Radio edit.
Nice.
Radio edit.
What an accident, Anthony.
And we lost the Hispanic panic.
You can. Yeah, all I'll say is you can ask me who you think it is, and I will say yes or no.
Oh, so we get as many questions as we want.
Will you be truthful?
No, I'll probably be truthful.
Is it Jay Moore?
Radio edit.
Oh, okay.
Jay Moore.
I haven't even talked to him in forever.
How long has Jay Moore been on the team?
He said he left in May, but I don't know how true that is.
You should charge
Do you know when he started? Or did he start at the same time as we did? No, he didn't.
2014.
Was he aficionado's Chris?
Radio edit.
That's $40.
Well, he's not. Yeah, I'm not. He's not. I'm not paying to guess. Fuck that.
Okay, I have the Team KP channel up, and I'm going to start listing the names.
No, nobody.
You didn't have to tell him that's what you were doing.
If it was just by myself, then damn, that's like hacking involved.
Damn the hypocrites.
I mean,
that's dishonorable.
Not to say there was in the background that hasn't gotten out, but I mean, yeah. I won't say anything else.
By the way, I love her new tactic. By the way, let's just skip over all the actually incriminating evidence and let's just focus on the people who are blatantly wrong. This way, everything works out.
What do you think?
I know Event Horizon would have never gave that channel over. It would have been out of his dead cold hands.
I'm running that channel right now. It just has my name on it.
The Nicolas Cage method.
I think we ran out of shit to talk about.
Yeah.
All right. I guess
we're still on for tomorrow, though, right?
Oh yeah, sure, absolutely. I didn't prepare any questions.